Hello, my name's Gil Rasmussen and I'm talking to you now about the MagRav technology, which is part of the cache technology that has been taught on the internet. And now that we've learned how to make GANs and the nanomaterial, these are the ways we can apply those GANs and use them to make these MagRav systems, which are built 2 units here. These are nano-coated series of coils and capacitors. They're plugged into the 240 current from this lead here, and when the 240 enters into this device, it releases plasma, and as you can see by the volt stick that there's quite a large field being produced, which is plasma energy, which now comes out of these 2 plugs, one into this board, one into this board. With all those points you can plug in a number of appliances and run them on 240, the current coming from the 240 being converted to plasma, and what you can do is run your household appliances and produce savings. Some people are receiving 25%, some people 50% savings on their power bills. So using plasma energy is definitely the way to go if you want to save in electricity costs. So lots of different applications now that we've got plasma energy coming out of these cables, of putting it through a DC power supply which runs these motors for different reactors. We've got a 4-stacker reactor. We've got a set of coils here made. They go on each one of these levels, and this ball that's in the center spins. You put GANs water in there and it produces very high fields, which the nano layers on the coils will absorb those fields and you can receive the energy from it. You also have GANs ball reactors. These reactors are basically, when you put GANs water into these reactors, they create massive magnetic fields when you spin them. That's a starship configuration. In the latest teaching they're now talking about a solid state generator, which means that you can produce plasma energy without plugging into the grid, which means you're independent from the power structure, and you can power your house, and there's MagRav systems you can put into your car. There's many other applications for the plasma energy for around the house. You've got health cups, pain pads, pain pens, and a variety of gadgets and devices that definitely can improve our lifestyle. It took me 6 weeks to build my first MagRav following the blueprint teaching. There's lots of steps involved, but gradually you just go through those processes and you end up with a working system. I found that one of the main problems I've had with this one is the capacitors at the front. Occasionally they short out and all of a sudden blows the switch down to the meter box, and you have to go down and pick it back on. So I've redesigned my capacitors so that now you can disconnect them very easily by just like a plug where they plug in a lead into a socket. And so if one of them blows, I can just pull it out and pop another one back in its place and get it going again. So you've got what's called a 3-stacker, which has your coils situated on here, like that. Everybody can see that all right? So you've got your line in from the grid. So you've got your positive and your negative. So that sort of enters in through the outside wall of my box through this lead here. So that's plugged into just a normal power plant. So that's providing energy from the grid straight into my unit. Now when it comes into here, the first thing that it runs into is these capacitors, and they're situated in here like so. So there's 5 of them. So what you've got to understand with this technology, there's 2 main things you've got to remember. There's gravitational and magnetical, and there's a in and there's an out. So you've got your in coming in here. So that positive connects to, well, I've got to show you the coil. I've jumped ahead of myself a little bit here. on the coils you've got a magnetical coil, and then you've got a gravitational coil in here like this. Now these are connected together.
It's just a pin in a big loop.
Yeah, I've got some in here I can show you later. But anyway, I'm trying to get out of the way of the drawing. So what you've got is your power comes in here and then is connected to your gravitational at this point here. And it runs around here, it goes around twice, and then it jumps across to your inner coil, because like these coils have got an inner coil and then another coil around it like that, one inside the other. So when it gets around to here, it jumps across to your inner coil of the outer ring, goes around twice, and then when it comes to this point, it jumps across to the outer coil of your gravitational. So this is your gravitational and this is your magnetical. So the field jumps across and goes around your outer coil in the opposite direction, and when it gets to here, it jumps across over to this one and runs back around and then comes out here. So you've got your in here and you've got your out here. So this out then connects to the next stacker on the level above. So it goes from here up to there on your next level. You can see that? So it goes through the whole process again, and then when it comes out the top, it jumps across to your next one, goes through the whole thing again, and then you end up with your out at the top, which on mine it runs down here. Can you see that, everybody? So when it comes out the top, it runs back on here. You've got another set of 4 capacitors where the plasma flow comes down and then goes through these capacitors and goes back into your gravitational, which is this one here, which is the in. And so it feeds back in and that amplifies the field strength. This wire here that runs past your capacitors comes all the way through, and that connects to your power point on the other side of the box, and that's where you plug your devices in for your load. So that's the basic structure of it.
Simple.
Yeah. It's a little bit hard at first, but once you've sort of done a couple of them, it becomes a lot more simple. It takes time.